Damn.
Talking all this shit. Oh, man.
Shout echoes heavy, sharp as a fight. Alan steady with the facts, sharp and true. Fuji's fire breaks the calm, splits it in two. Pattison Ave, where the wild hearts run. Talking sports, games, battles, lost and won. Voices rise, break chains, ignite the flame. Fanatic thunder echoing the name.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into the Pattison Ave Phanatics Show. I'm your host, Tom Kelly, and I must apologize for my potty mouth co-host, Alan Cabbage.
Welcome in to the Pattison Ave Phanatics. Happy Monday. Well, maybe not, but, you know, whatever. Here we are. Let's go.
It's not a victory Monday. The king of Northeast Philadelphia, Mike Fuji's in the building.
What's up? Debacle Monday, whatever the fongle you want to call it.
Yeah, buddy.
Just a flat-out disgrace, 100 yards and penalties, enough blame to go around, a fucked up offensive line, and a messed up offensive coordinator.
You got a fired up Furdimundo in the building.
I loved it.
Use my language. I'm sick of hearing it already. There's enough blame to go around. Sirianni all the way down to the damn water boy.
Good. I can't wait to find out. Yeah. Not enough
looking at the right Gatorade.
Right. Exactly right.
I wanted it. They called down the thunder.
So this game was the epitome. There's your Pee Wee Herman's word of the day. Epitome of the tale of two halves was Sunday's game. I was texting with some folks who were none too pleased with what they were seeing in the second half. Now the first half was great. They came out of the gates firing on all cylinders. It looked like A.J. Brown finally involved in the offense. Everybody was like, here we go. And I mean, I was one of them. You put up a nice 21 burger in the first half. You're thinking life's good. I wasn't. Unfortunately, I've seen this story portrayed many different ways, many different times. And with this particular team, with the offense, can tend to go stagnant. Obviously, it was down in Dallas, so you boys weren't in attendance this weekend. But in the first half, what were you seeing that was going right? Alan, I'll start with you.
The quick slants. They were. Jalen was decisive with the ball. He wasn't holding on to it. He read it. He threw it. He read it. He threw it. And I feel like the longer the game went on, he's back there patting the baby, burping the baby, and not as decisive, not just quick think, boom, that's where I'm going. I mean, I think that's what he did in the first half. He was just quick, decisive, bam, that's where I'm going with the ball. That's where I'm going. This is where I'm going. And then I don't know if the Dallas rush got to him or what happened. But he seemed to pat the ball a lot more in the second half than he did in the first.
Fuge, what were you seeing as far as what was successful in the first half? What were you seeing out of this team? And I don't know why couldn't they continue to carry that on? Now I understand that the Cowboys made adjustments at the half, but what were you seeing from the first half that made you think, okay, this is if this is great, if this is how they're going to continue?
Well, they stopped the conservative BS and they were throwing the damn ball down the field. I mean, Jalen went 27 threw the ball 39 times for 289 yards. And, it was just clicking on all cylinders. But I don't know what the hell, where this team had their heads up their asses in the second half. But
With
In the first half, they had 3 touchdowns, okay, and
Right.
with 198, almost 200 total yards of offense.
Yeah.
What
Now-
happened in the second half?
right now, I know you got Cam Jurgens back this week, but you were out
Yep.
Lane Johnson, so it's kind of a flip flop there. And Jurgens probably took a little time to get his feet under him, but what I liked what they were doing, they were passing the ball to Saquon out of the backfield to get him involved in the offense because there's just continuity issues with the O-line. I've talked about it all season long. There's definitely not the same O-line that they had last year. Obviously, there's a couple of different components on there.
Yeah. They're still beat up from last season. That Super Bowl run, that long season, you played more games than everyone else, and we ran the ball without a problem. Go ahead, Fooch. Go ahead. Do it.
Last time the starting 5 on that O line played together, I'm not sure, but really, when you think, the cohesiveness just isn't there. I mean, Mulata didn't have that good of a game. I mean, Fred Johnson's just, you should have never let Mekhi Becton walk because it just seems it just doesn't seem that Tyler Steen is really filling the void at that right guard position.
No, he's definitely not.
Fred Johnson did a pretty good job. For who he's backing up, Fred Johnson is pretty good.
Well, Toth has stepped into it center wide. Jorgens is on that. But I remember, I don't know if anybody noticed this last night. The second half when it was 3rd and 2, and Jalen just held on to the ball. Landon Dickerson blew that. I don't know who it was on that Dallas offensive line, but just made Landon Dickerson look like a friggin' sack of potatoes.
That was the when they dropped back on 3rd and 2. And got a 13-yard sack out of field goal range. Basically, had to punt to Dallas and gave them the game. Yeah. That was. That was dude. Run the ball.
Honestly,
run the ball.
I honestly think Jalen held that, not held the ball too long, but held his ground too long. I thought he should have broke out of the pocket and been gone.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, what do you expect when you only run the ball 11 times? Tank Bigsby had 1 carry for 8 yards.
8 yards.
Why would you get away from it?
Yep. I love Tank, dude. I love the guy. I love him.
Where is the thought process behind that? All right, so Saquon can't get off, right? We get that. He's maybe it's a combination of last year on the O-line and the running back who carried the majority of the load all season long. For our team. But now you got Bigsby coming in, who is just a breath of fresh air. I understand Saquon's your bell cow, but geez, I mean, this guy, this Bigby's running angry and hard.
I think he's averaging 5 yards a carry.
John Wagner checking in. What's going on, John? I think it's time for Nick to start taking over the calls for the offense. And for the offensive call again, and then something has to change sooner or later. They're going to be in trouble in the playoffs. John, you kind of segue me into my next point. Thank you for checking in. We appreciate it as always.
Absolutely.
Is Kevin Pattison? Is it worth firing this guy at this point? We are 11 games into the season, 12 weeks into the season, and if you get rid of this guy now, you have an entire offense that you would have to learn. I mean, you could bring somebody in interimly that's already on the team, so you would still have the framework and the skeleton of what this offense is. But it's obvious to everyone that this offense is not getting it done. It's obvious to everyone that at halftime, when Dallas, rightfully so, when Schottenheimer made adjustments, that Pattison did not adjust to the adjustments. I mean, it's a punch counter punch, right?
Yep.
Well, I would say this, and I want to go back to 2023. How many games were you're when the debacle happened and when they dropped 6 or 7?
We were 10-1. We were 10-1.
When they demoted Sean Desai and they made Matt Patricia the defensive coordinator.
Yeah.
Was such a desperation move that this team just, I don't care what anybody says, that team just flat out quit in 23.
They did.
Which is a wild premise to think about. You quit at 10-1.
Oh, you can read the body language. I mean, the difference maker is it was the defense that year. Now we're on the opposite side of the ball. 2 years later.
Well, again, the defense is the difference maker this year, right? The offense is not like the offense in the first half of this game is what we expect our offense to be. Our offense in reality is the second half of this game. That's the problem.
I beg to differ a little bit. I think it's both offenses. The problem is that it was if you could have zero knowledge of football in any capacity
and look at that and go, something happened between now what happened? The defense of the Cowboys made adjustments on what you were doing.
Yep. And your offensive coordinator came out and ran the same game plan.
Just banged his head against the wall for the next 2 quarters.
Yep. Made zero adjustments.
I'll say this, and I'm not, kissing up to Dallas, but Dallas made some nice moves at the deadline. I forget the guys' names they brought in, but they got guys back healthy now, so maybe they're just feeling their way through the defense, the new guys, and maybe the cohesiveness is coming out for them.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, let me give a big shout out to CeeDee Lamb for another impressive drop game, because without that, this game could have been a lot worse.
Well, Pickens took over that game.
Yeah.
Went like 9 for 9. And
but CD does the dropsies again, so thank goodness he did. Could have been a lot worse, fellas.
Go ahead, Vood. I'm sorry.
I was going to say, when you throw the ball 39 times as opposed to running it 11, the three of us could sit back there and be the defensive coordinator, and this offense is so predictable.
It's terrible. And now if you do fire Kevin Petullo, which people are calling for his,
I don't think they're
going to either.
No,
But people are calling for his head, and
I think disrupts too much.
Right, and I understand why. That's why in my notes I have it. Is it worth firing Kevin Petullo with a big question mark? Because like risk reward, you risk a lot more than than maybe taking some of the reins from him. But Nick Sirianni's not going to be the head coach to do that.
No,
at least
Sirianni's already proven back in 21 that he can't call plays. Because remember, the Eagles weren't running the ball in 2021, and I forget, what are they, 2-5? Then he turned the reins over to Steichen, and look what happened there. They started running the ball, and they were like the last wild card when they got blown out by Tampa down there. But
that's the main problem with the offense right now. The offensive line is so diminished and beat up that we can't even get the running game going. Other than Tank Bigsby, right? We can't get Saquon going at all. But Tank is averaging at least 5 yards per carry. So, again, going back to what Tom said, I know Saquon's the bell cow, but if this other kid can give you the burst to get the running game going, why not? Why aren't they running with it? Why aren't they going with it?
John Wagner, again, don't fire him. Put him somewhere in the organization to keep him there to help out. But they need somebody else to take over calls. I believe Nick knows what needs to be called. He might just help the team out and get them over this little hump.
Kind of to Fuji's point, back in 21, you got a sample size of Sirianni calling the plays, and
it wasn't very good.
No. And now it's like, okay, here we are. It's 12 games into this season, and you're 8-3, and you're still, I saw Rich Eisen's show today where he took a page out of the Eagles. No, the Eagles.
Yeah,
the Eagles are 8-3, right?
Yeah,
8-3.
Oh,
let me ask you guys something. Didn't mean to interrupt you. And Tom, Bill Furman wrote an interesting statement on Facebook earlier, and I'd like to read it and just to get maybe the audience's opinion and you guys.
Sure.
Basically said, I'm going to take a walk on sacred ground here. It's time Jeff Stalin starts answering questions about the O-line play. Well, Patullo is getting all the heat. Well, you can run the ball, but you can't run the ball when your back gets hit before he gets back to the line on every play. There's only one change in this group from last year. We understand there's been some injuries, but you're still have to play the game. If you can't then put someone in that can, Stalin you has been fantastic here for years. So let's hear what he has to say. Time's yours.
Now,
yeah,
Bill Furman of the Philly Press Box radio show.
And you know Bill very well.
I know Bill very well. Bill is a great footballsman, and he knows his stuff. But my I guess my rebuttal to that would be, then why can Tank Bigsby still have a modicum of success when running behind the same exact offensive line? Once again, just a small sample size, but one carry, 8 yards. Why not give that guy the ball 10 more times?
Yep.
Why not split the run? I mean, Saquon could be dealing with some stuff that we don't know about.
Correct.
I kind of lean towards that, to be honest with you.
Well, he caught that ball in the open field, right? And he couldn't. He went to make a move, slipped, didn't get the first, and we had a punt. Saquon last year makes that guy miss.
Yeah,
in the open field, and who knows? It's hard to say.
I just think Saquon Barkley is beat up. You ran the man into the ground last year.
What do you have? 500 touches, over 500 touches last year?
I mean, and hey, look, the question going into the season was, is Saquon healthy enough? I don't think he is. I just think he took a beating. They grounded and pounded last year. That's how you got to the Super Bowl. I mean, Jalen put the ball in the air when he had to. But
345 carries last year.
345.
Yeah.
AJ wasn't too happy. AJ wasn't too happy. Smitty, look at the whole, I don't want to get into the whole Brandon Graham thing going back to last year, but this team brought Saquon Barkley. They ground and pound. And look, December 1st is 10 days away. Now, you're already, seven games left, 6 games? If you can't run the ball in December, you're not even going to be playing in January or February. Let's just
Brian Garrity checking in. The running problems start with the offensive line. In many of the plays yesterday, I saw the O-line standing around mid-play. That's a really good point. A couple years ago with Kelsey running the show, you saw people flying down the field. Kelsey in particular. Even last year, Juergens was ahead of steam downfield. There is a lot of stagnant play mid-play from the offensive line, and that goes back to fundamentals, following, driving through your block and then finding somebody at the next level to pick up.
Absolutely.
So that's a good point, Brian.
Yep.
And then I gotta get all the phone calls and all the text messages
from the scumbags,
stinking, rotten Cowboys fans.
I ain't never been to Texas.
A good friend of mine and running mate in this most recent St. Clair election, Vaughn Vassay, put a nice little post out there, hammering Eagles fans today, and I commented on said post and said, are you catching a flight down to Dallas for the parade? Because it's always a parade in Dallas when they beat the Eagles.
Right?
It's, look,
I get it. You got no shot of making it to the big game. So these are your Super Bowls. They won. And look, I can't take anything away from them. They won.
24 unanswered points.
I'm not blaming referees. I'm not doing any of that stuff. I'm not blaming penalties. Some games teams have 10, 12 penalties and they find a way to win. Sometimes they don't. The Eagles lost. I get it. But the harassment that I have at the behest of these Cowboys fans hurts my feelings, makes me emotional.
I'm pretty sure Dunham and McNabb still has more playoff wins since his time than the Dallas Cowboys do in the same amount of time. Isn't that correct?
Baker Mayfield has more playoff wins.
Like
there we go. Yeah, Baker Mayfield.
5 wins since 1995.
Yeah.
Something like that.
All right, then maybe not Baker Mayfield, but it's close.
Another point I wanted to make. I mean, this offense is like in the low 20, the low
They're in the mid-20s. They're in the mid-20s.
Like almost every offense. And like I believe the Eagles lead the league in 3 and outs too. And you're talking about the highest paid offense in football.
Yeah. AJ's paid. Devontae's paid. Saquon's paid. Jalen's paid. They paid
the line's paid well.
A bunch of guys on the line. Yeah.
Goddard's on a contract here. And if I'm Jeff Lurie and this team doesn't get to where they need to get to, there better be heads be rolling out the NovaCare Center.
Well, yeah, you know there will be. You know there will be.
No bullshit. Just get them the black ale.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
Drama queen. Get them out.
If you had to chalk this loss up to something, if you put hold on a second here, Brian Garrity's jumping in again. Talk penalties. AJ false start on 3rd and short. AJ covering the tackle, eligible on 3rd and short. It's definitely some. If you look back on the game, there was penalties that were you absolutely rudimentary, avoidable penalties. Absolutely.
I want to touch on something, and I'm not looking for clickbait. Now, I myself have interviewed this man on my past shows and talked to him in the past quite a bit, and he's got a pretty respectable reputation covering Eagles for over 30 years. And I'm talking about Derek Gunn, what he came out with last week about, the rumblings maybe in the front office and maybe the locker room that some of these guys aren't happy with the way Hurts is playing, with all the conservative stuff. Is a click. I mean, Derek Gunn, I believe, and you can look up on Seth Joyner's show last week. You can look on a replay that. Is it factual to you guys? Where they say there's smoke, there's fire.
Yeah, has the money and fame gotten to Jalen a little bit? I don't
look.
Seth Joyner don't play around. If there's going to be any Eagles reporter, it's going to be Seth Joyner.
Yeah,
there's a few people that leak information in the Philly market that you don't think twice when it comes to this team. Ray Didinger would be one of them. Derek Gunn would be one of them. Right. D Guns always has the inside track on what's going on in this team. Yeah. And to your point, Fuge, I do believe where there's smoke, there's fire. You're always, when things aren't going right and you don't have a demeanor like a Brett Favre, and you don't have a demeanor like some of these other quarterbacks that are fiery. That doesn't seem to be Jalen Hurts. There's a bit of fire there. But yeah, there very well could be issues. Now the team did their best to squash that this week in all interviews when anything was brought up about it. But sure, I could see the potential for, if things aren't aren't going great, that could be a real thing.
Now, as much as I love quarterback number one, okay, he's my guy. I Jalen's my guy, okay, but at the same time, is Jalen like the Seattle quarterback? Oh my God, why can't I think of his freaking name? No, the old one who
Geno
went down.
Geno Smith.
No, the one who bounced around the league.
Russell.
Wilson?
Russell Wilson, right? He gives you the answer you want, but it's very almost like a corny.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, are they like almost interchangeable to like where Russell kind of lost his lead on the locker room? Is Jalen kind of lose his lead on this locker room?
Sure hope not.
I don't think.
Yeah,
we're not far into that deal, so I sure hope not.
Yeah, I sure hope not too.
No.
I sure hope not too.
I don't think so. I mean, the way the man carries himself, and he just says all the right things, and he does the right things, but it's who the hell knows what is going on behind the scenes. But
right. I mean, AJ Brown seemed awfully happy yesterday after the game, even though the Eagles lost.
But got some stats.
Well, yeah.
He seemed real happy.
There was a comment made by Jason Avant, I believe, on NBC Sports, and he said it wasn't the right look for AJ to have, like, laughing and joking. All right, I got my numbers, we lost. I mean,
hey,
if you're just in this for the stats, then I suggest you go back to Tennessee because you had Ryan Tannehill throwing you the damn ball. I mean, you could go to Cleveland, you could go to up north to the Jets, and hey, you're getting paid almost $30 million to score, brother. I mean, just
whether you catch the ball or not.
Hey, if we got to trade you for T. Higgins, I'll take T. Higgins for AJ Brown right now. Well, go play in Cincinnati where they have no damn defense and they don't even win. Go wherever. Enough of the BS.
Yep. I agree. Team first over stats, man. I mean, come on now.
You're in the wrong.
That was part of the reason why. That was part of the reason last year why they didn't run Saquon to get the rushing title. Right? It was team over stats.
It was Saquon's decision too. It was Saquon's decision.
No, I'm pretty sure the Eagles told him they weren't going for it, and he was okay with it. And he said he was okay with it.
I would have let him go.
We must have seen two different interviews. I seen a clip where
Sirianni sat down on the bench.
Well,
and asked him,
No, that was for the record.
That was the first.
Okay.
Yeah, that was for the single game.
I got you. Okay. I'm off.
Yeah, but at the end of the season, that last game, they shut him down. Where he could against the Giants, he could have easily broke the record, but they shut him down. Didn't even play him.
TK, I advise you get on the ball with that stuff.
Oh man. Well, it's hard. I get nervous in the beginning of the show. I got to get the show started and make sure we're up to speed and running.
Lay out right.
Got to hit the overlay and then hit the song and then hit the overlay again. And you
got bad jokes again, right?
You can't be perfect.
Jokes, huh?
I can misconstrue some information or think about things a little incorrectly. It happens. I'm human, brother. I'm human.
Things go crazy.
Yeah, but how many? Never mind.
As Andy Reid used to say, "Time's yours."
Understood.
There's that guy. Alan, I didn't know you were so muscular.
I've been working out, fellas. Been working out. That's my Thanksgiving picture right there for everyone watching.
Nice.
I've been working out, guys.
Nice.
You left Fucci mess around with the overlays one time.
Now, it's still not as bad as my faux pas. Okay, that one was pretty good. Look, Are you blaming any of this on Sirianni? What kind of blame is Sirianni getting for this in your eyes?
All of it, man. All of it. Fuck this guy. Come on, dude. You had a 21-point lead on the Dallas Cowboys, and you let your team give up 24 unanswered points. You punted the ball 7 times in the second half. You got 100 yards total offense in the second half. Whoop-dee-dee. You were up 21 points. You lost the game. It all falls on Nick. In my opinion, it all falls back on Nick. I love Nick. He's probably one of the. You look at his stats. He's probably one of the top 5 coaches in NFL history. It's insane. But yeah, it all falls on him. It all falls on him.
Food, your thoughts. Are you about what are you about to hammer me with, Fuge? I see you smiling over there. What do you got?
Well, nah. Back to what I was going to say is this all should fall on Sirianni. I mean, you're the captain of the ship here, brother. Like, who the hell knows if he opposes a play or agrees to it? In the headphones, nobody knows what goes on in throughout the week with the game plan and whatnot. It should be on him. It's like Parcells always said, coaches get too much of the blame when they lose and too much of the credit when they win.
3rd and 2, when we pass the ball, get sacked and punt when the game could have been iced with a first down and a field goal after the 2 minutes.
Yes.
Very
yes.
true.
Yes. They took a 13-yard sack.
All on the coaches.
Out of field goal range.
Yeah, but I'll say
13-yard sack fell out of field goal range. In that instance, even if Saquon's only gaining a yard, you run them, you get a yard,
and then you tush push.
You tush push, and you take the game.
Brian Garrity saying it's all on the coaches. I posed
that question.
Out of here, you fraud.
I put the Ginch Ryan Neff checking in. Your team blows just like mine. Now your team blows on a whole different level than ours.
Yeah,
Mr.
Ginch. The refs gave that game to the.
They were lucky. They were lucky to get out of there against Indy.
Yeah, you see how excited? You see how excited Taylor Swift was?
Oh yeah, I bet you.
Oh, real excited. Yeah, I was in my Swifties chat room, chatting it up with all my Taylor Swift friends.
I bet you were.
So I was so happy for her that they won.
Yes,
you were in your skivvies with Swifties.
What is wrong?
Oh, I love it. I love it. We can get the Swifties fans watching us just because we talk about Taylor.
I gotta bust your balls big time. I'm sorry, I have to do it.
It's all right, Fuji. Feel free, my friend. Feel free. Just know, I drop world class zingers, and Alan can attest to this over many years.
That's just TMI. You could save that for off the air, but who the hell knows who's watching this show now?
Sirianni post game is like Franklin post game. It's all on me. I have to do better. Point the finger. If the millionaire adults can't handle it, big deal.
Sounds like
it does sound like it does sound like typical Eagles fans. Always excuses. What excuses? Who made any excuses?
Well, I'll say this.
We got our butts kicked in the second half. We didn't have any excuses.
I'll say this as far as the coaches on the other side of it. I mean, we talk about preparing these guys. These guys are grown-ass men. It's a privilege to play in the NFL. Now, if you need to get prepared by a coach, you shouldn't be in the game. You should be every player on that team should be held accountable across the board.
Yep.
And
gotta agree with Fuji.
You're getting paid millions and millions of dollars, which, and I'll attest to this with you, Alan. We are season ticket holders. Mm-hmm. We're not paying $300 at the vet. We are paying thousands of dollars invested in this team.
Yep. Every year for the past 30 years.
Holder, which is a privilege and I feel blessed to be one. But
Yep.
you know,
Sometimes it hurts. Mother
like I said,
effers.
it's a privilege to play in the NFL, and you're a grown ass man, and there ain't no damn excuse for you not to be prepared.
Yep.
We all go to work that are prepared. We're prepared for work.
Yep. You need some music to get you hyped? Do it. Do it.
Well,
Music gets me hyped at work, gets me going. 300 stops a day. Yeah, it's peak at UPS. Merry Christmas, everyone.
Mr. Garrity checks in 100% Fuji. Call out the people who can't perform. Absolutely.
I'm going to be the preacher of Philly sports in this town. Amen and hallelujah.
It
Brian Dawkins.
Ryan Neff. It ain't rocket science. Run the ball.
Let me also bring something up.
They can't run the ball. That's the problem.
Well, wait a minute.
Without Tank Bigsby.
You know, I did say last week before this game, I did say this is an NFC East game. We had an entire conversation. I know Brian was checking in on the NFC East when we were talking about Phoenix Cardinals at the time and Arizona Cardinals and back in the day, and how, you know, the NFC East. Sure, there are some blowout victories and stuff like that does happen, but this is Dallas Eagles.
Mm-hmm.
You saw what happened in the first game of the season. Dallas is just they're not slouches. They've been on the wrong end of a couple of weird games. They got a tie in there. It's a typical Cowboys thing to do. But it's an NFC East showdown. It's going to be knockdown drag out. And oh, by the way, we haven't talked about this much. You are getting every single team's best in this league when they go against you. You're the reigning Super Bowl champions. So there is a lot that goes into these games, and every team is giving you their absolute best shot.
Absolutely. They're coming for the champs.
And why is Dotson not returning the punt at the end of the game? Another good question.
Why is why is Britton Covey on the practice squad and not in uniform returning kicks?
Is Britton Covey back on the team?
Yeah, he's on the practice squad.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh wow. I don't know. That's a good question, Fuge. I didn't even realize he was back on the team.
Yep. Surely is.
Wow. Okay.
Yep.
So
what's the little white boy back there?
Look,
Woo!
Somebody brought that up about putting the Gene in there. No, Ray Didinger. When he was on with the camera and John Ritchie. I wouldn't put
the Gene. No, the Gene. No. He needs to go back to the slot. He had a lot of problems out there playing corner yesterday. I don't think he's quite fast enough to keep up with some of them guys, but in the slot, it's definitely different. But that brings us to the defense. I mean, the cornerback situation. We got
Dory Jackson's probably going to be out Friday with a concussion.
Yeah, Dory Jackson's definitely out. Mackay.
McCoob is probably going to be out because he's either got a fractured leg, so the season's probably over.
Yeah,
so Ryan Neff saying you can't abandon the run just because it may not be working. Pound the rock, even if it's 33 times for 100 yards.
Well, like I said, you're going into December 1st is like 10 days, 2 weeks away, and if you ain't going to be able to run the ball in December, then God forbid, you could kiss those playoff hopes up in smoke.
Yep.
I'm right on line with you there, Fuge.
And Laurie better just come down and say, there's a lot of money on this offense, and so, get everybody across the board, get your damn asses in gear, or find another home next season.
Yep.
For sure.
I'll put you right on the trading block. Boom, boom.
See, and you know Howie will absolutely just start axing people off this team.
Oh, absolutely.
You know it.
And should. I mean, if they do not make a legitimate run into the postseason and into possibly the Super Bowl, then, I mean, what are you doing? What are you doing? It's Super Bowl or bust at this point. I mean, you're the defending champs. It's Super Bowl or bust. Get it together. Get on board. I don't know. You all need a freaking kumbaya session in the NovaCare complex. Whatever y'all need to do it and get this ish figured out.
So I was sitting there yesterday and I was thinking about the disdain that I have for the Dallas Cowboys and kind of how that originated. I figure we'll get off talking about the game a little bit. Eagles lost, yes, is what it is. And I started thinking about the disdain for Dallas Cowboys fans, and it like how it manifested, and kind of where it all derived from. And then I started thinking about other teams in Philadelphia sports, and those folks that are watching. If you're a 4-for-4 guy like myself, Anthony Gargano coined that phrase. As far as Eagles fans, if you're a 4-for-4 guy like myself, what are some of the teams that just make you cannot stand these teams?
I'll go first as an example. I'm wearing my Philadelphia Flyers. Obviously, I'm a Flyers fan as well.
You think?
There's a well, I mean, look, I was born and raised. I was born and raised under the shadow of Veterans Stadium in Grace Ferry. Yes, sir.
Well,
I will say it.
Stadiums in South Philly.
So
Grace
is
Ferry's like
so
on the other.
Fuge. I will kick you right off this program right now.
I'll come back.
Don't you even try and say the Southwest bull crap.
Invite them back.
I'm on the east side of the Schuylkill, South Philly. Knock it off.
What street?
Anyway,
what cross streets exactly?
Did I grow up at?
Yeah.
I grew up on Marston Street, in between Tasker and Morris, in between 27th and 28th. The 1600 block of Marston Street. 1613 to be exact.
Thank you.
1613 South Marston Street, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, 19145.
Let me think about those.
You can think all you want. I'm telling you the facts, sir. I'm giving you the facts.
That's right. You're a Newman guy, aren't you?
I am a St. John Newman guy. Brian Garrity, are you really hitting me with a "Let's go Mets" right now?
Fucked up Mets.
So, for instance, the Pittsburgh Penguins create a visceral reaction from me. Now, hold on. Now there are the Rangers.
I was going to say
the Islanders, and there are the Devils. Okay, and I understand that.
Oh, the Devils from back in the day.
Listen,
Stevenson. Oh man,
the game where Darius Kasparaitis caught Lindros with his head down. And readjust.
Stevens.
No. Darius Kasparaitis hit him with his head down. Now you can. Scott Stevens very well may have done
Scott Stevens blasted him as
Scott
well.
Stevens, yes. Scott
Lindros had an issue.
Has done that same thing. But I'm thinking in particular.
Mike Jackson checking in. Bad reads on the QB. Absolutely right, Michael.
So Darius
Kasparaitis wide open. I'm just saying, right in the middle.
Left such a bad taste in my mouth. And then Mario Lemieux. Now, when he came back from cancer, and his first game back was in Philadelphia, and what did the fine fans of Philadelphia do? But gave him a standing ovation because they're classy, ladies and gentlemen. We get a bad rap, but we're classy people.
Sometimes we're classy.
Right. And sometimes we're not.
An ovation to Cam Scattaboo, bro.
Yes, absolutely.
An ovation to that kid.
Well, Big Dom took
the stadium. We didn't even know what happened to him. We just knew he was hurt.
So for hockey, for me, the Penguins create a visceral reaction, and I have some really good people in my life who are Penguins fans, and so I let them slide on principle. However, I always grew up hating the Pittsburgh Penguins. Like, if you move over to baseball, Mr. Garrity just wrote "Let's go Mets." I hope you're not a Mets fan, Bri. I hope you were just trying to get a rise out of me. I know. Mr. Hess is a Mets fan, and we have many conversations over there at the Babe Ruth baseball field about the Mets. But muck the Fets for sure.
I feel your pain, but it is easy to get a rise out of you.
Out of me?
Yeah. Just
Yeah. Well, look. You just look. I do think people like to get my blood pressure high. Norm will tell you how he likes to put it is he likes to test my heart to make sure it's working at maximum capabilities, so it's always pounding out of my chest.
Also, Mike, why not more touches for Tank Mike? We were talking about that earlier.
Yeah. We all agree he should be touching the ball at least 15 times.
It makes,
I mean,
it makes life better in the summer when baseball is over by me.
my
goodness.
Take some of that pressure off Saquon.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right. I know I'm bouncing around here a little bit. We'll jump back onto the Bigby thing there for a second. You get a couple more games of this. You get a couple more games of the lack of productivity from Saquon Barkley, and then you're seeing flashes from Tank Bigsby. You're going to have a lot more people chirping this exact thing, and I can't blame them. I absolutely can't blame them.
The kid's got a burst more so than Saquon. Like Saquon had it last year.
I think Saquon's dealing with something that we don't know about.
Exactly. I think the offensive line is dealing with a lot more than what we're being led to believe. Saquon's definitely got something going on. He's not as explosive. We saw yesterday in the open field when he just didn't have it to make that guy miss and pick up the first down. I don't know, man. It's nervous. To go back to what Fuji said, if we can't run the ball in December, we're going to be in trouble.
We're in a lot of trouble.
We're going to be in trouble.
My vision was when they beat the Giants and blew them out, there was a nice mixture going against that defense with Saquon and Tank. And I just thought they were just going to come out of the bye and hammer like thunder and lightning.
I did
take pressure off Saquon, get Barkley, get Will Shipley mixed in there.
Yeah, it's there's something missing, and it's like you can't put your finger on what that thing that is missing is, whether it's continuity with the offensive line, whether it's Saquon Barkley dealing with I don't want to say a phantom injury, but an injury that the fans don't know about, which I think that's kind of likely because, I mean, while Tank Bigsby is a nice second back, Saquon Barkley is much, much more of a well-rounded running back. And when he's at full strength, he's not getting shown up by anybody in the NFL. No, so I do believe it's that, whether it's those two things, whether it's a lack of adjustments going into the second half from Kevin Petula, whether it's a combination of all of these things, injury on your O-line, being down Lane Johnson is massive. I mean, the guy's a first ballot Hall of Famer, might be one of the greatest right tackles in the history of the game.
Yeah.
He had years and years stretches where he had no hurries on him, let alone sacks. So, it's not like you're missing a cog in the wheel. You're missing the wheel with not having Lane in the offense. So I don't know what it is, or if it's a combination of all this stuff.
I think it's the offensive line because, hey, let's not forget Landon Dickerson had the partial tear, in training camp. Juergens is coming off back surgery. Lane Johnson, I don't know what he takes, but the man plays through pain like no other offensive lineman.
Mm-hmm.
You talk about a warrior in the trenches, first ballot Hall of Famer, hands down. Like the guy's been beat up, and it starts up front. I mean, what do you expect? You can't get that running game going. It's that offensive line where the cohesiveness is just not there.
Yep, absolutely right.
Yeah. Even Mailata, he's what, 27? He's only 27. He's young.
And his game is showing too.
He's showing signs of.
He had a hell of a game against Hutchinson last week. You got to give him that. It's probably the best game he played all year.
Yeah.
And now on the horizon, you have a short week against the Bears team, who's just on fire.
Yeah, they're lightning hot
right now.
They're lightning hot, man. They're lightning hot.
They better get this out of their head, this loss, and pull from it what you need to pull from it, and get your ass in gear, because you got a Black Friday game against a tough Bears team right now.
Yeah.
That is clicking on all cylinders. I like seeing their videos of their coach. Their coach's post-game speeches are really, really. I like them. I don't. Yeah, I don't just watch Eagles. Stuff comes up in my feed all the time, and this guy's got this team motivated to play, and they're finding ways to win. And the Eagles have been finding ways to win. No, he's not. The Eagles have been finding ways to win up until this week. They found a way to lose this game. So we'll see what comes of that. Do you guys have any predictions before we get out of here on this Black Friday game against the Chicago Bears here?
Short week, tough opponent. Dude, I'm gonna go. It's gonna be a tight one. Obviously, I'm gonna be a homer. I'm taking the Birds. 24-21. It's gonna be I think it's gonna be a battle, dude. I don't think it's gonna be.
You can't. You can't.
I don't think it's gonna be easy. It's gonna be cold, but they're from Chicago. They're used to the cold.
Mike, before we get continuing on our predictions on Mike Jackson, my opinion is center is undersized and he's getting beaten.
But he didn't have that issue last year. Cam actually, did extremely well last year. I think he's probably back fast from being out for a while. Has to work his way back into the mix. And the Dallas D line was giving him fits there in the second half.
I'm going to go back. I'm going to go back to last year in the playoffs. I don't know if it was the Rams game or what. I want to say the championship game. Jurgen's back was nicked up. Landon Dickerson was hurt. I think Jurgen started, but maybe correct me if I'm wrong.
They swapped spots, didn't they?
And Dickerson was nicked up, but I think he played center for a part of that game. So,
yeah.
I mean, those two. I mean, everybody knows what the hell a back injury is, and just playing in the NFL, going up against 300+ pound linemen, I can't even imagine what the hell that pain feels.
Yeah.
And I hate to say it, love Landon Dickerson, but that man just has a history. If you go back and look at his, couple torn ACLs. I mean, his career at Alabama, I mean, the man has a lot of injuries on that body.
That's true. Foods, what is your prediction for Friday afternoon?
I'll be there, and I don't know. All I know, I ain't going to make a score because I don't know. You got a hot Bear. I don't know. Is this Bears team for real? I'm not saying, but I mean, this Eagles team better get their heads out of their asses very fast.
And before we get out of here, I'll give you guys. I do believe the Eagles will bounce back this week. The Eagles have owned the NFC North. However, Chicago has owned the NFC East this season. So this will be a battle of, I believe, undefeateds in.
This is a must win for us, actually.
Yeah, and you got 2 8-3 teams, NFC teams. These games are always physical, Eagles and Bears. So, but I do believe you'll get 27-24 Eagles. I think they will come out on top. I think they'll correct some things going into this week. It's going to be a short week, so everybody's going to be on heightened alert, and everybody's going to kind of be on edge. And I do believe that home field advantage is a big deal in a game like this. And I believe that the 2 gentlemen to my north will be in attendance and be ripping and tearing, ready to go at 3:00 in the afternoon on Friday, November 28th. So.
Absolutely.
Birds.
Well, look, everybody, thank you for tuning in. John Wagner, Brian Garrity, Mike Jackson. Thank you guys
out there
for jumping on. We really appreciate it. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. We appreciate you guys. For Alan, Andrew Cabbage, for Mike Fuji, I'm Tom Kelly. This is Pattison Ave Phanatics Show, and we're out.
Go Burr.